Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a play and review of Eternal Strands. I'll be honest, I didn't know what the hell this game was. I saw a really small preview on YouTube. You know where the video plays a little bit before you actually click on it?
Oh
I
yeah,
saw, yeah, I saw just a little bit of her moving a rock with magic, and I saw her climbing Titan, almost similar to Shadow Colossus. I didn't even bother clicking on the video. I put it on my calendar, and here we are. That's all I needed to see.
that's crazy.
If a game has physics-based combat with magic, plus it looks like Shadow Colossus, I'm gonna try it. But just to give a little background about this game, it's made by Yellow Brick Road. Most of the developers that make up this studio actually come from Ubisoft.
Oh, that's cool.
Mostly from the Quebec studio that are primarily known for Rainbow Six Siege and Assassin's Creed. Um, and there's plenty of just certain elements of the game you can tell come from Assassin's Creed, like just the platforming and whatnot. But you'll see once we get in here. It's a fairly new studio. They were founded in 2020. It's roughly about 70 people on the team. But yeah, let's get into it. This game, on the surface, looks really simple, but it actually has a lot more elements in here than what you initially see. Let's go ahead and look. Yes, here we are.
Eternal Strands.
This is the hub. This is where most of your team gather. This is where everybody you'll need to craft weapons, armor, to upgrade your magic skills. If we come back here, we have a lady here that's responsible for changing out your equipment. You can actually salvage resources from the environment. These resources are gathered from
All right.
fighting enemies and also from destroying like boxes and crates within the world. And all of these resources are gathered here in your inventory when you come back to camp. If you do die while out in the world while gathering resources, you do have the option to save at the beginning. I think you can save 3, but if you salvage some of these, like I can just do this right here, it'll add up into the top right hand corner. 21. You can go to upgrade your stations. When you go and upgrade these stations, it'll let you know what that upgrade is going to do before you actually click on it. So for example, she'll allow you to have 21 slots available in your pack, and the scribe will be able to pull up to 6 resources to safety. So when you die, you'll be able to save 6 resources that you've gathered. So basically,
That's good though.
the most important ones basically. So that's what she does. Then we come over here to the weapons crafter. Craft armor. I put about 10 hours in, but the more you play, the more you'll find more of these blueprints out in the world. Right now I'm using a frost shield. You'll start out with just a mundane sword and shield, but you'll find different weapons out in the world. We have a two-hander here that I tried for a little bit.
Let's go.
But
Absolutely.
I immediately put it up because I was like, wait a minute, this is like hella slow to use. And I was like, nah, this isn't for me. But
Wait,
getting
I got a
into,
question though.
yeah,
I got a question though, because you said you're using a frost shield. Do the weapons have abilities?
yes, there are elemental weapons in the game. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because I mean,
Yeah,
you have resistances, but okay.
right. You will find different armor out there. There's heavy armor, obviously, and then you can see the resistances. They haven't had any on there. Some come with like initial resistance, but by using the resources that you found out in the world, you can upgrade these. Not only does it upgrade, but depending on what kind, let me see if I can get here. When you go to Reforge, and like say if you wanted to try and get more frost resistance on something, we can go here, and whatever resource you actually pick actually changes the color of the armor. That's something else to look out for.
Shaders? I
But
love a good shader.
Yes, yes, love customization, all of it. But as you can see, as I'm moving over it, the attributes are going up and down, giving me less resistance and less cold resistance, plus, but +2 armor. But this this is like one of those things where I found I was like, damn, this is a lot more in depth than I initially thought. I didn't expect this game to have this much. I thought it was just a regular indie game, but man, they pack so much in here. Oh my god, I'm loving this. But
I'll
yeah,
tell you
it's
right
just
now, I'd have a problem with this game for sure.
but
Absolutely. You start to get into that where you can do different pieces and stuff like that.
right,
Yeah,
it's fantastic, and it's another thing. When you craft your own armor, and when you build build a certain uh, armor for a specific purpose, it does feel good to use that within the world and actually see its strengths applied where it needs to be. But and over here you can upgrade your magic. This is kind of the hardest part that you have to do to upgrade because you actually have to go out there and
that's
fight
cool.
bosses to be able to level up these strands. And these strands don't come from just fighting the boss and killing it. In order to upgrade a strand, you have to find the weak spot on the boss by taking off all its armor, and then you have to get up there, climb on him, and then rip the
All
strand,
right.
rip it from its body. Um, and actually,
You know
when
you were
you
there giggling when you do it because
hell
you mean been
yeah,
doing shit like that.
hell yeah. As soon as I said I can upgrade these powers, that's immediately what I did. We're gonna go out here into the regular world now. Every time you go into a world, you don't know what kind of environment you're walking into. There is a day and night cycle within this game, and there's actually changing weather within this game. So
That's
sometimes you
cool.
might, yeah, sometimes you might come here and there's just frost all over the ground, or there might be frost. Like once I walk through here, like, this is how you get resources.
Now, is there different enemy types based on day and night or weather systems? Or no?
I haven't seen different enemy types, but I have seen stronger enemies. Like if there's frost on the ground, there will be tougher frost enemies to deal with. I have experienced that. For
That's a
example,
good.
if yeah, that's a really good way of keeping just having dynamic gameplay. But as you can see, first enemy, these are the worst ones, honestly. But the more you play the game, you realize that if you freeze them, they actually can't go invisible. And he's stuck in the
I like
ice.
the animations though.
Dude, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's like that Fortnite style, like real, like bright and
Hmm.
vibrant colors. Um, in the daytime, you probably won't have to deal with like that magic essence you saw back there. It does damage you when you go by. But yeah, traversal is really nice. Platforming has like this stickiness similar to Ghost of Tsushima, where like if you're jumping
Okay.
on I don't, you know how when you're jumping on a ledge or something, and you can feel like the character's being pulled towards its path.
Yes.
Yes, that's how this is. So you don't really have to worry about falling off. The character is tracking like on a rail system basically. You can bend the ice and whatever. Jesus Christ, how did he come up so aggressive?
Man, so you
Also,
ain't gonna freeze nothing.
there is parrying in the game. And as you can see, you create an ice wall, but you can also use the ice wall to your advantage by picking up parts of the ice wall and hurling at your enemy. You can also pick the enemy
I love
up,
how you can pick them up.
and that's done with. There are different elements to use, like this flower right here is actually an explosive you can throw. And also, when you throw stuff like that, you have to be careful because the fire does spread, as you can see. But you can also use ice. Hold on, let me see if I can get
To
closer.
put it out. Does that
Nope.
mist follow you? Is it
No,
like a
it doesn't.
gas mist or? Oh, okay.
But you can use ice to cool those things down. All these elements work together and they counter each other, kind of like in a rock, paper, scissors type formation. Another
I think it's
ability
a good looking game.
is it's gorgeous. I love playing it. There's another one called Ensnaring Blast, where it's like a black hole, and you can also use elements to increase the potency of ice, and it'll actually spread along the ground. And it'll actually slow enemies within the blast. And when it explodes within ice. Same thing when it comes to flame. You can use the flame arrow, shoot it in here. If I can get it. No. Oh, there we go. And it spreads flame.
Is it strictly single player? Is it co-op? Is it multiplayer?
Strictly single player. So you get to enjoy this by yourself. Nobody's bothering you, interrupting cutscenes, none of that.
Wow, that was personal. I want to say you were taking jabs. Not sure, but that's okay. We've been doing this a long time, so that's fair. Is it one stationary difficulty, or can you like ramp it up? How does it work?
Yeah, there is difficulty. Right now it's just on normal. Because I didn't know what I was walking into at all. But I was like, I'm just keep it normal, see what this game is about. And I haven't looked up anything for this game at all. So everything has just come as a surprise to me, which has been great. Because usually, you know how we get when a game comes out.
Yes.
Spreadsheets.
True. Yep. YouTube starts coming out at 6 a.m. for no reason.
There are different enemy types that use elements themselves. You kind of have to figure out what their weakness is and apply it.
Is there a storyline to this, or is it just
there is
go out?
I
mean, not that would matter to me, but I figure somebody out there
I was
would care.
about to say, since when do you care about story?
You know what? It wasn't for me. I was just asking because it's a delicate part of the game that I'm sure somebody would want to know.
Well, yeah, there is.
That's
a story
crazy.
for you to enjoy.
Straight calling me out twice.
Yeah, because I know you. I know.
That is fair. I do just be hitting X. So okay, we've been it for 10 hours, right? How far have you gotten? Do you think you've gotten deep into the game? Is there another 20, 30 hours into it? Like, what's the vibe so far?
I do this thing where once you give me abilities, my immediate thing is just to upgrade them. Like, I don't want to progress the story any further until I get these abilities up and running the way I want them to. So that's what I've been doing for like this past 10 hours, is going and getting these things done.
Okay.
And upgrading.
So
I will.
Is that a mech? What is that? Oh.
That is a Colossi.
Okay, no. First off, okay, so here's the real question for somebody like me. Never played the game, coming into it. I'm going to use No Man's Sky as a barometer here. Someone picks up the game. How far into the gameplay do you think you need to play before you start really getting into mechanics? Is it like an hour?
Immediately.
Is it the 10 hours? Immediately? Okay, well, that's not too bad. There's no lag in it. We go right to it.
No.
Fair.
I will say that the combat, the strongest part of this game is fighting the Colossi. That's where it's like at its peak. That's where I'm having the most fun. The combat is.
And those are the boss?
Yeah, those are the bosses that you see
Okay.
in front of me. But when it comes to combat, I don't really enjoy it that much. Not, it's not something in depth like God of War where I just want to fight everything I see. Like, I'm not that excited. It's obvious that these mobs only serve to like get upgrades and crafting materials. That's what they're here for.
Yep.
They're not.
That's kind of normal in most of the games like this anyways, though.
Yeah. But I just wish the combat was more heavy hitting, more dynamic, more engaging, basically. I just feel like there should be more to it. Let me see if I can find. Also, it's similar to Zelda, where you can climb anything. I don't care what it is, like this.
That's kind of cool, though.
Like you can just go up.
That's
anywhere.
a good mechanic.
Right.
And they get little perch mounts.
Yep. And one thing is, like, this game, it reminds me of old school games back in the day where...
okay, and fall damage. Good to know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It reminds me of old games back in the day, the classics, where you would see something or it looked like the game was like trying to push you to go and climb up here and look, there is absolutely something up there. If you think that, oh, why is this ladder perched up against this rock for no reason? It's for a purpose. It's hinting that you need to climb this and see what's up there. And most of the time, it's like really valuable materials, or a chest or something like that for you to open, or it could be like an armor piece or blueprint.
Yeah, but that promotes the exploration of it too, which is nice.
I love that. And I really have missed...
No, I'm just kidding. I do. I like that.
And I really have just missed simple games like this, man. Like, this is what we want. Like, as far as just, just something to come home and just relax and play. And it's not too complicated, but it obviously gets... It depends on how well you use these systems together. Because, sometimes you see some people, the way they play games, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, why? But I will show you a little bit of how this boss fight works.
Nice. Yeah, but I also think it's nice that it doesn't have to be a big AAA, everything's super polished and, wax and all of that on it. It's cool to be a little anime, a little gritty, a little just different.
Right.
I think that's coming back, honestly. Just me. You guys can disagree with me all you want. That's cool. But even you look at like Tokyo Extreme Racer, it's a little arcadey, it's a little different. I don't know, man. Kind of into it. I like it.
Think about all the games that we have put 100 hours into recently, and they've all been like
up a leg.
We've all been
trying to get in them drawers.
Get them cheeks, boy. And we've all been in we've all spent like over 100 hours in games made by studios that make up 100 developers or less.
Right?
Like how many? Like think about all the games that we've played this year. How many were made or AAA, and how many times we've been disappointed by AAA.
We're not gonna talk about those. So how do you identify a weak spot on here? Does it like show up, or do you get a prompt?
Okay, so the weak spot you're assuming is his armor. Okay, see how I'm aiming? And you see that little thing at his chest?
I see you running.
Yeah,
better man up.
That's a lot of that. But either you can just guess that it might be like his armor. You can try to... Oh my god, oh my god.
You about to die on here?
I might.
I'll
That is a
never let you live it
possibility.
down. We'll go down to the Pantheon.
It is difficult sometimes to like aim some of this. Oh my god. To aim some of these like rocks and stuff, and it's really hard.
My man is throwing haymakers. All right.
Yeah, they don't play like at all. Also, bosses change. I want to mention that too. Like, if you defeat this one, they might come back with like different attributes, different elements that they're using. Cool. Yeah, so you're not going to get the same experience every time you come to a location.
Is it the same boss though? Same looking?
Same boss, same. But they're also not in the same location, because I do remember.
Okay. Is that a fire baby? What the hell is that?
Yes, you can also create them yourself. And that's an upgrade from actually killing this boss. And if you see something that has ice on it,
it's a cool skill.
Obviously use your brain. You might want to use ice to get rid of it.
Right.
You can also use ice to hold things down, keep them from moving, to make them easier to climb. Ice has it's not just, to fight with. It has like uses for everything. Oh my god, he grabbed me.
Oh yeah, and used to throw you in that hat.
But yeah, that can happen too.
Guarded you like you were nobody.
Right. But I will say,
doing damage to this thing?
Oh, look like it. You really have to like spend time taking off his armor, because that's where the real damage comes from. It comes from a lot of tossing.
So it's like a Monster Hunter type thing. Like, we're not just running in here one-shotting this guy.
Oh, absolutely not. You're going to be fighting for your life a lot of the times. That's why I said the
game's not for me.
Stronger.
That's such a wild statement. No, but it is cool though. I like it. It's something different.
It's definitely different, and it's nice to see some developers at Ubisoft making something good, because we haven't had We haven't had anything good from Ubisoft in years. Can I pick you up and throw you? I can. Enemies can also be used as weapons themselves,
That's awesome.
as you can see.
Take your little babies back.
But yeah, just really well done, extremely polished. I have not experienced a single bug or glitch since I've been playing. Just it's incredibly gorgeous game, very vibrant colors, as you can see as I am running around for my life. But yeah, if I were to give this a score after I've been playing, I haven't finished it. Before I give it a score, though, I do want to say, regarding story-wise, there's not much like conflict between the characters and like the crew that you're playing with. Like this character, I feel like I don't know how to explain it. It's like everybody's like so nice to each other. Like there is no conflict. Everybody knows just what to say to each other. Like there's like worries about like the environment that they're in, but as far as like conflict between characters and stuff, there's really not much there.
So before you do a ranking, is it a free to play? Is it $20, $30, $150?
I believe the game initially is $40, but it's on Game Pass, so I got it for $10 if you're on PC.
Oh, that's not a bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
And you know I am fully on board for $40 games. And even definitely on board for games I can technically play for free with this $10 subscription I got.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love it.
How many hours we've gotten out of $40 games here in the last couple of years?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I can hold. Yeah, you can take this and you can launch it back at them. Can do
that's cool.
Massive damage. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm about to die.
So overall, what do we got? 1 to 10.
We
10
got
being the best.
We got really great visuals. Combat, although it's kind of weak when you're fighting mobs, but we got physics-based combat that works really well. We got thermodynamics going on. Climb anything, leans toward exploration. 8 out of 10. Like absolutely.
Oh, that's pretty good.
If you have the money, or like you're just looking for, I tried to dodge that. If you're looking, I have to catch that again. Is he gonna throw that? If you're looking for a game that's gonna hold you over for Monster Hunter, because let's be honest, we're all waiting for Monster Hunter. You want something that's good to play, bide your time until that comes out. This is a really good game, and I would definitely recommend it for anybody who has Game Pass, and if you have the $40 to spare if you don't have a PC. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Well done, Yellow Brick Games. Oh, one thing I also want to show you is when you die, you don't really die. The characters, the group, the camp that you're traveling with uses this thing called a scry to basically look at you while you're out here in the field, and when you die, she jumps you out, kind of like the Matrix, like she's pulling the plug on you. And here you can see that I can, mechanic. Yeah, you can take like 5 resources that you can bring with you to save. Well, obviously you're going to pick the most valuable, so that's usually what I do. But after that, the game will send you back to the nearest loom gate, which is basically just a checkpoint. And you find these checkpoints throughout the game, throughout the world, basically. And
I like any game that will allow you to take stuff back with you if you die. At least something.
Right, at least something.
Looking
Please
at you, Elden Ring.
Let me save something. And just real quick before we go, when you go through these loom gates, they show you in the bottom right hand corner, you see like these pages. I don't know how to explain those pages, but they're kind of like lore fragments. Every time you pick up, they'll give you some lore about the destination or wherever it's found at. Once you pick enough, it'll let you know which boss is in that section, what the weather is like, common enemies in there, and the resources that you'll find when you go there. So really nice. Like once you do the work in a location, it makes it easier to like backtrack and find resources for upgrading your swords and your armor. But yeah,
Okay.
like I said, great game. 8 out of 10. Appreciate you guys listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.